Hi, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Jen. We're the Village Homeschoolers.
And today we're going to play the fun game of, you know you're in a co-op if... All right, welcome to the Village. We're going to talk today. We have so many funny stories, and we keep talking about, we need to say that on the podcast. That's really funny.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that on the podcast. And we also love to talk about the homeschooler stereotype, which sometimes we mean, sometimes we don't. But we sometimes like to lean into it, a little bit of humor. So today's going to be our funny take on, you know you're in a homeschool co-op if... ...
Yeah.
All right, Jen.
So the first one. You regularly discuss the best way to get massive loads of snacks to and from your home.
Yeah. You know you're in your home. You know you're in a homeschool co-op when you talk about food all the freaking time.
Yeah. Our kids do not understand hunger at all. They just like the slightest tinge of it. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Yeah, I'm starving. Yeah, I mean, like, and when you have a lot of kids, you need to get snacks. So many snacks. We're hiking a piece of the Appalachian Trail next week. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, as I was talking to Jen about this a couple weeks ago, and another mom that's going to go, I was like, how are we going to carry all the food?
Yeah, because, you have to bring a 6-course meal for these children.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, I got 3 alone. Yeah. So, yeah, that's one. But number 2, you're in a homeschool co-op if you and your friends have to make your own teacher IDs to attend things to get school discounts.
Yeah, or like that discount on Joann Fabrics.
Yeah. Well, there's a museum. It's the Science Center in our state. Mm-hmm. And if you show a teacher ID, you get a significant discount. It's a very expensive place. Yeah. And so this was years ago. We all made PDFs and laminated our own. And it was like homeschool. It was like, I don't know what did we say at school? I think we might have listed our co-op.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. And we all made I still have that sucker in my wallet.
I do too. Mine's like laminated with tape.
I walked into a bookstore and showed it a couple weeks ago to get my 10% off.
And I mean, they look at you and they're kind of like, I don't know if I care enough to fight with you over this, but whatever.
Yeah. You're like, how many people attend that school? 3. Yeah. Oh, man. They'll have our matching IDs. Yeah.
Speaking of matching, number 3.
Yeah. You're in a homeschool co-op if your monthly cycles sync up.
This is a problem.
I mean, and it's uncanny.
It is. And I know there's no science backing it up, but I'm telling you right now, there's science.
Yeah.
There's some kind of science I don't know about.
Yeah. I think last month I texted several people and I was like, fair warning, it's coming. And they're like, beat you by 6 hours. I mean, it was that.
Yeah.
It's that.
So we're all in such great moods.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah. At the same exact time.
Yeah. But, it's kind of convenient because last week we went on a field trip and we had a very frank and honest conversation about PMS. And it was very nice to have that relatability.
Camaraderie.
Yeah. Our red tent. Yeah. So there you go. All right. On a similar note, number 4, you offer to assist in embarrassing but necessary tasks to help out friends and keep them out of the hospital. You want me to tell this story?
Yeah, you tell the story because the one I'm thinking of is too embarrassing for the radio.
Well, this one's pretty embarrassing, but she knows I'm going to tell it.
All right, go for it.
So my friend was trying out, and this is if you're squeamish about bodily functions, get ready. It's coming, so maybe skip about 90 seconds ahead. But my friend our friend in our co-op, she was trying out one of those fancy new menstrual cups. And she was terrified about it getting stuck.
I'm so sorry.
And for those of you that are like familiar with these things, that's not probably going to happen. But it's if you've never tried one before, in theory, you're like reading how to use them. You're like, oh gosh, And then she did the worst thing you can do as a tired mother. She Googled. And then found stories that confirmed her bias that this could potentially happen to her. And about people going to the hospital to have to deal with this. And she was like, I will die of mortal embarrassment. Even though she's cool with me telling the story, she will die of mortal embarrassment if I have to go to the hospital to have them remove this. And I, because she was genuinely afraid of it, was like, listen, if it gets that far, I will come down and help you before I send you to the hospital.
I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look.
Yeah. I'll do what I got to do to prevent you that. And she lives half a mile from me, which is why this makes a little more sense. But I was like, and she laughed and she's like, I'm going to really have to take you up on that. I was like, I promise you it's not going to happen. But if it does, I'm not above, doing what I got to do.
I mean, and it's not always just about menstrual cups. I mean, there's people that are like, I was stuck in the bathtub. And I didn't, right. Yeah, we had somebody say they were stuck in the bathtub, and they're like, she threw her back out. Yeah, and she's like, I was going to call you guys because I was like, I'd rather you guys come and help me out
than the EMTs.
Yeah. And like, yeah, we would.
Yeah, absolutely. My friend, this was recent. We had somebody stuck in the bathroom at co-op with a screaming 1-year-old, and it sounded like there was, not good things going on there. And one mom just came barging in, like. It was like, I know you're on the toilet, but hand me what you gotta hand me. Like, I'm ready, and that's all. You laugh about it, and our American, we cringe, but this is real life. People use the restroom. Mm-hmm. People menstruate. And when you can't,
people get naked.
People do get naked. So, we've got, people bathe.
Yeah.
And we do have to, we have to understand that we're all adults here, and we're willing to help our community out however they need it. Okay. All right. Number 5, you're in a co-op if...
This is one of my least favorite. You attend potlucks that regularly have too much food. Or just in potlucks in general. Everything devolves into a potluck with our group. I don't know what it is. It's like, how does this always happen? Why is there always couscous? There's always
Jen hates potlucks. But it's true. And I don't know if this is, and I don't even think it's cultural, because we're from all parts of the country, because we're in a kind of a mixed community that people move here from other places a lot. But no matter where we're all from, we all start to panic we're never going to have enough food. And then before you know it, we have potlucks which could feed a small town for 4 months.
Yeah.
And it's
out of control.
Yeah, how many different kinds of chili? How many different salads?
Yeah.
How many different kinds of sourdough bread can we bring to these suckers?
And we do.
Yeah, we do.
And then we even have we had started this salad bar at co-op. And
we have a salad bar that everybody contributes to.
Yeah, and then even that had us a sign-up sheet, and people were like, it didn't seem like enough food, so I brought extra. And there was 30 bags of salad.
Yeah. 14 different kinds of ranch dressing. Yeah. I mean, it's our thing. We overfeed people. It's an act of service in a way, but yeah.
We want to make sure everybody's fed and happy.
Yeah. So next up, you're in a co-op if you often say, that would make a good co-op class.
But I don't want to teach it.
Yeah. 4 times a day. I'll read something on the internet. I'll see something as I drive by it. We'll just organically chat about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we should totally do a paper mache co-op class.
Yeah, I have a whole Pinterest board devoted to this could be a class.
Yeah, it's you live in the world, you view everything through the lens of homeschool co-op. Yeah. All right, what's next, Jen?
Okay, number 7. There are literally so many books circulating between your friends and you that you could staff and stock 17 libraries, and this is really accurate, especially if you have younger kids.
Oh gosh, the picture book collections we all host. I have 4 boxes of books I'm bringing to a homeschool swap in 3 weeks. It's out of control. And then more than once a week we get a post in our homeschool co-op class forum where it's hey, we're done with this book. Anybody want it? All the time. And I'm the worst. I'm I'll take it. I'll take it. Take it. And then I'll give it away in a year.
Yeah. I'm I'm gonna hold this for a year and then give it back to you guys.
Yeah. It's we homeschoolers in our books, man. It's a problem, and it's a stereotype I really lean into. Yeah. You're in a homeschool co-op if number 8.
Yeah, you can easily find clothing at any size and season when you need it for your child.
Yeah.
Snowsuits are a big one in our group, right?
We live in the Northeast.
Yeah, so they have been circulated through quite a bit of children.
We think we have 3 pairs of snow pants collectively, and 100 kids have worn them. Yeah. I mean, no, but it's it's so true. And I'm super grateful for this, but it's the hand-me-down chain is never ending. I actually saw a kid yesterday in a shirt of my son's, and I gave that shirt in a bag of hand-me-downs, but not to the child who was wearing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of actually cute when you see other kids wearing clothes that your child outgrew.
Yeah.
Because you're oh, I remember that shirt.
Well, this happens with you and me because you give my son all your son's hand-me-downs.
And my dress. And
then I give them to other people.
Yeah. My son was a snazzy dresser.
Oh, yeah. That with the hats and vests.
Yeah.
Loves it. Loved it. I know. We have a little page boy cap that we still hold on to that came from your son. All right, number 9, you plan 1,000,000 field trips in your head.
And we're always talking about, just like with the classes, we're always talking the same thing with field trips. Oh, that should be a field trip.
Yeah, we should all go there and do that together.
Yeah.
Can we rent a bus? Which we never do, but
how many times have we talked about going to Plymouth Plantation? We have yet to go, but we've talked about going for like 4 years now.
Yeah, COVID slowed that down, I think. I'm going to blame that from COVID.
I really want to go still.
Yeah, me too. Let's plan that field trip. Yeah, see, there you go, right there. Oh, man. Okay, where are we next? You know you're in a homeschool co-op if... Number 10,
you debate renting a bus just so your kids can ride on the bus just once.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is kind of unique. My mother is a bus driver, so my son does occasionally get to ride a bus.
Yeah, which is like rare because I think that's half the reason homeschool kids ever think about going to school, especially in the elementary years. They're like, but look at them on that bus.
It's like, it's not awesome on there.
I know. We have some people who came from public school system before they homeschooled, and those kids are like, you don't want to do that every day. But it's a novel idea, and we've actually had the conversation of, we should rent a bus just to ride a bus.
Yeah.
If your mom ever wants to come 4 states up, let's do this. Yeah.
Oh, number 11, you routinely and loudly celebrate when toddlers potty train. Yes, this was, actually, we talked about it on the microphone because one of the kids went potty.
Yeah, so we have a show and tell, and we had he's 2.5, and he went potty at co-op in the potty. Huge deal. Mom was excited. He was excited. And so during our show and tell, we were like, we have a surprise announcement. He went, and we said his name. He went potty on the potty, and
everybody cheered
and clapped. And he turned around and was
so excited.
I did it. I potty trained my youngest toddler at co-op.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I put a tiny toilet in the middle of the toddler section, and I would just pull his pants and stick him on it because I was like, he's got to go. And then we would all watch and cheer, and then like a couple of their parents were like, oh, maybe that'll encourage mine to do a potty.
Yeah, you have to accept that in a co-op as well, that there's going to be a lot of nudity.
There's going to be some toddler bums. Yeah, there's a lot of pottying going on. Yeah, so it's super fun, but in a weird homeschooly way. All right, you're in a homeschool co-op if number 12.
You play What is that rash cough noise weekly with your friends.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
I think a lot of this is we never want to go to the hospital.
Well, that's true. And there's a lot of
go to the doctor.
We like hippie remedies too. And they're like, well, what kind of essential oil can we rub on that?
Lean into that stereotype, Jen. Yeah. So I think there's like a long text train of just like, what's this rash? Yeah. Listen to this cough. Is it pertussis?
You've even given me rash ointment for my face one time.
Oh, we do it to each other. Well, it's true. Oh my gosh.
Homemade rash. You're like, use the salve 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I made it with organic beeswax.
I grew those plants, Jen. I've texted Jen and my other co-op leader recently because my eye was puffy, and I was like, what do you think? Do I have mold? And then Jen interrogated me about how recently I'd washed my pillowcases, just so you know where our friendship is. Yeah, but you do that a lot.
I don't know. You washed them and the eye thing resolved, so I don't know.
No, that's not true. Maybe. I don't remember. Yeah. Number 13.
You like... Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Number 13. You collect all the toilet paper tubes in your house for art and science projects. Yes. I have a big pile of them behind my toilet.
Really?
Yeah.
All for co-op?
Oh, yeah. Well, in theory, yes. Yeah. Because you collect them and then I forget to bring them in, so I just end up having a pile of toilet paper rolls, and my husband's like, what are you doing? And I was like,
some kid's going to paint these one day. They're going to be binoculars.
Exactly. Or a stethoscope.
Yeah, we made stethoscopes with toilet paper towel tubes yesterday. Rain sticks. Yeah, we've done a lot. Instruments of any kind, really. Yeah, no, it's really, we boast an impressive collection of upcycled trash.
Yeah.
In our, it's just...
Amazon boxes full of bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap, newspaper. Yeah. I heard actually some other parents, not us, discussing collecting newspaper for art projects. So that's going to be in our closet soon, I think. So yeah, there you go. All right. Number 14, you're in a homeschool co-op if you have to price things per family instead of per child.
It's usually not a problem when you have one child, but some of the people have quite a crew.
Yeah, it's very frequent with us that we'll go in and if we're going to a museum, we'll be like, okay, we want to pay $8 a person, or if it's 2 or more children, we want to pay $20.
Yeah.
period. And that is really common.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, a lot of our local businesses are willing to do it to their kudos. Because we'll go during off hours and things like that. But yeah, when you have some of these, again, we're going to lean into that stereotype a little. These families with lots of kids.
Yeah, the breeders.
Oh, Jen. Yeah, if you have a lot of
stereotypes.
Kids, yeah, things are expensive. So, yeah. All right, what's next, Jen? Number 15.
Number 15. You won't attend field trips where there are only allowed a few chaperones in with the kids.
This happened recently to us. We had a mom arranging a field trip to this really cool museum. And they were like, okay, so we're going to let 2 of you, the adults, in with all of the kids. And the first reaction of us was, you want all our children with just 2 adults? Are you out of your mind?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, and they are, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, chaotic fun.
Yeah, we'll put that in air quotes here.
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah. But the other thing was like, oh, no, we don't just send our kids off into the wild blue yonder without
supervision.
Adequate supervision. It doesn't always have to be me, but it has to be like Jen instead of me or somebody like that. So yeah, that's all. And most of the time I think places are understanding about that, but once in a while we'll get people who are like, oh no, you're like a school. You have your teacher and your other teacher.
Your co-teacher, and that's it.
And then all the 4th grade classes. And we're like, no. We are all going to drive our mom vans over there. And if you're going to let us in.
And if I'm not mistaken, what this field trip was, I wanted to do it too. So
and there's the reason. Jen wanted to be there. Yeah. All right.
Number 16. You go to park play dates and beach days in the off season, which is the best time to go.
Yeah. We will tell our kids, okay, it's September. The kids are all back in school. We're going to have a beach day. And they all cheer.
Yeah, they love it because we're all by ourselves.
Yeah.
And they never actually swim. So it doesn't really matter what the temperature is because we intentionally go to a beach where you can't swim.
Yeah, we wade. We don't swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, it's great. It's really great. And the parks are, in fact, one time, when we have been known to abjectly panic when we end up at a park or a beach on a day when school is out on like a Friday. And this happened recently at a field trip. We were like, should we reschedule?
Yeah.
And it's super weird because like my kids are in public school. My kids aren't in public school. My kids homeschool, but my kids are in like dance with all these kids who go to schools, public and private schools.
I know. We're like, they have to mingle with the normal kids.
Yeah, karate. But yeah, it's like when you all of a sudden talk about like going to a park or the beach, you're like, well, I just want it to be us. Yeah. It's so funny. One time we were at a park and this was years ago, and my daughter, with our co-op, and my daughter their school buses pulled up, and my daughter goes, oh, what are they doing here?
Like, this is ours.
Yeah, like this is ours. Unless it's June, July, or August, this is ours. So yeah, we intentionally plan all those outdoor things when the rest of the kids are in their schools. All right, number 17, you're in a co-op if you reschedule homeschool outings around the public school calendar, so you only go out when school is in. Yeah. Speaking of.
Yeah, we just did this recently with, we went to a ceramics place and everybody was concerned. They're like, there's a half day at the public schools. Like, we need to, like.
Yeah, we need to make sure we're out of there before noon.
Yeah.
That was more for the sake of the business than, but yes, exactly. All right, number 18, Jen, what is it?
The few times you say, let's line up, you're met with abject stares of confusion. This is very true. Yesterday, my husband was at co-op, and he told the kids to line up behind the yellow line, and there was kids, they were 4 feet from it, and they're like, I am behind the yellow line.
Hey, critical thinkers. Shout out to Out of the Box. Yeah. I mean, to teach kids to raise their hand at like 9.
Yeah.
Because they just don't. And I find myself not being the best enforcer of that when we're all in a group and I'm just let kids shout out things. I'm like, well, we're homeschoolers. Yeah. All right. You're in a homeschool co-op if number 19, most people have a minivan.
It's true.
Jen doesn't.
I don't, because I have one child.
Yeah.
Even though somebody's asked me, like, why don't you have a minivan? Like, I have one kid.
But you gotta haul stuff, Jen. The snacks. Yeah. No, I mean, golly, it's like, we have a lot of people in our co-op actually that fought that. They don't love that, leaning into that stereotype with the minivan. But it's like becomes impossible when you have multiple kids and coolers and pets.
Mm-hmm.
Toys. Yeah.
Co-op supplies.
Yeah. You got to bring your laundry baskets loaded down. Yeah.
Folders and baskets.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to send this one to Jen. Number 20, you know you're in a homeschool co-op if
you're running an underground seeds, eggs, chicken, vegetable ring.
Yeah.
This one's very true in ours.
Yeah.
Because we're always swapping or buying eggs from somebody or
bartering.
Yeah.
I planted extra tomatoes. Who wants seedlings?
Yeah. I'll swap you for some cucumbers.
Yeah.
Or some eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really, it's our thing. Like, things are expensive and we have a lot of kids in our group and we just, there's a lot of bartering going on.
Yeah. And, if we could do stuff without money, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Which then will get us to number 21, which is, you're in a homeschool co-op if you're thinking about an arranged marriage situation between all the children.
Speaking of chickens, right?
Yeah. Every time our poor children are going to grow up and be like, oh my gosh, you put that on air. But we talk about arranging a marriage all the time with her son and one of my children. And when I bring it up, Jen goes, oh, remember, we've exchanged livestock because that aforementioned chicken ring, we have exchanged chickens we've raised with each other. And so, yeah.
So it's set in stone
it's
now.
Set in stone in the days of yore. That's a binding contract.
And it would just make my life so much better. I don't have to worry about some scandalous girl in the future.
Or in-laws. You don't have to have cranky in-laws.
I know I'll still have a cranky in-law, but...
It'll be me.
Yeah, at least we don't have to worry about fighting over the grandkids,
Well, I don't know. I'm a possessive baby holder, but, yeah.
We could do it together.
Yeah. Maybe. No. All right. Number 22, you're in a homeschool co-op if you know how to foist Costco-sized boxes of snacks off when your kids decide right after you've bought those Costco-sized boxes of snacks that they don't like those anymore.
Which is why we have the pantry snacks.
Yeah. That's what we call them. Yeah. You want something to eat? Let's go find the pantry snacks.
And they come in so handy, but there's so much back there because people are like, we cleaned out our snack cabinet and we bought this whole thing of,
apple bars. My kids decided they hated those darn dried apple bars after I bought 36 bag.
Well, yeah, or like
bar bags.
My son will love it the first 6 boxes, then all of a sudden he's like, I hate these now.
Yeah.
And they're like, well,
I just went and bought them.
Yeah. You couldn't have
I've got $40 of them.
Yeah. Figure it out, kid.
Yeah. So that's again, that goes into our bartering ring. We just
or our toddler wrangling tricks.
Yeah.
Because I use that a lot with the toddlers. Like they'll be totally having a fit and you'll be like, "You want a snack?" And they'll be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Did you say juice box? Let's do
yes.
this. Yeah. Yeah. All righty. Number 23, you're in a homeschool co-op if
you can identify kids by their name, allergies, and sensory preferences.
But not their age.
But not their age.
Yeah. I mean, so this was years ago, but we had a group that they were taking I think it was a Lego class, and they sat in their circle, and they all were going to go around. Let's all go say our names and how old we are. So we should be able to do their ages, and something about ourselves that we like or whatever it was, and I don't remember. And everyone went around and was like, "Hi, my name is Brittany. I am 6 years old and I can't eat dairy." And then the next child was, "Hi, my name is Jen. I'm 7 years old and I can't eat gluten." And then the next child was, "Hi, my name is John and I am 5 years old and I don't like loud noises and I wear these headphones." And it was like
that's not what we were trying to accomplish here.
The teachers were like, oh my gosh, and so it becomes really easy. Like, we'll even bring it up. We'll be like, oh, like, I will fill out for teachers, like, these are the kids in your class this session, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, celiac disease, can't touch Play-Doh with gluten in it, and I'll put it in before even the parent has asked me to.
Yeah.
Because I know that child has that. It's like, it's a bizarre way to store information about kids. Mm-hmm. But it seems to be the thing we do.
Well, we want to keep them safe, Brittany.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's a positive, but it's funny. All right, number 24. You're in a co-op if
no one knows what grade anybody's child is in. Well, this was a really big one with my son because we'd be like, well, I'm in this grade for math, and I'm really like in this grade for spelling. But that's how people identify like
children.
Most kids. Yeah. Like, oh, my second grader or my fourth grader or my, whatever.
So we can tell them people are allergic to soy, but we have no idea what grade that kid is in.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a single. I can barely tell you my own kids, let alone
other people's.
Yeah.
But it gets weird when we go out in public because old old guys really in particular are always like, well, what grade are you in? And my son will be like, I have no idea. You get the judgy eyes.
Yeah. Well, and then, or when we go as a group to a field trip, they're like, okay, so what grade are we going to steer this for? And I'm like, all of them?
Child age?
Yeah. Children under the age of 18. Yeah. I mean, it's weird. And then like, they'll see us coming in and they're like, little, big, little, medium, little, big, medium, like looking at all these kids, you can see their head going up and down. Like, and one time we were asked at, one of the Indigenous Tribes museums that we went to tour. They're like, what grade are all these kids in? And we were like, all of them. Like literally, we're all here and they're all homeschoolers and they all belong to our co-op. Yeah. All right.
Well, they were impressed though. They were like, they're so well behaved.
Sometimes.
Well, that particular day they were.
And thank you for that. Actually, most of the time when we take them out in public places, we do get that comment. It's only when they're at a park with all of us alone that they run amok. Yeah. That's pretty normal. All right. You're in a co-op if, number 25, you have a Facebook Messenger chat or text train you can't keep up with.
This does not include me.
Well, the Facebook one doesn't.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to your phone and see the text train with some people and go, oh gosh?
Well, you and the other leaders.
Yeah. It can
sometimes you're like, oh, how did I miss 64 texts?
No joke. I went on the Facebook Messenger chat, which Jen doesn't have Facebook, but I went on the Facebook Messenger chat and I had 400 plus messages.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And like I missed one or two crucial things, and like I apologized to the parent who brought it up later, and she's like, oh, that's okay. I can never keep up. I'll go away for an hour and I'll come back and just like pick up my phone, and it's like 387 messages. I mean, because when people get talking and, that happens real fast.
Yeah.
When there's especially a lot of people. So yeah, make sure the important points end up in an email or in person. Yeah. Oh boy. Number 26, you're in a homeschool co-op if
you mention the word free and all your friends come running.
We love a good free thing.
Even when it's crap.
Yeah. Free activity, free stuff, free supplies.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So our co-leader for our homeschool co-op, she is the biggest thrifter and she's so good at it. But she'll go and she'll collect things like off the Buy Nothing groups or from Goodwill or things like that. And she's like, I thought co-op could use this. And it's like, she will find anything. And it's like, we have lots of cool things because of her. But I did this. I just got a printer because the local library was like, hey, we need to get rid of our printer. It works, but we can't use it anymore because we got this funding. We needed to buy a new one that did this, and this. And I was like, done. I'll be there in an hour. It's in my car right now.
Yeah.
It's still riding around. So I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet. Yeah, we love a good free anything, especially when it comes to anything like remotely supply or academic, like an academic class. Yeah.
All right, and the last one.
Number 27.
You're intimately familiar with every library within a 50-mile radius of your town, and you know exactly what they have available for homeschoolers. This is very true.
This is like half our conversations.
Yeah, and then, they'll be like, oh, in this town they're having a free science day on Tuesdays. Yeah. Or
this town's they're having the Historical Society give a lecture on, the history of the state tree. And that sounds like a snooze, and I have a history degree, but I'd still show up. Yeah. I mean, the libraries, and I think we live in an area where libraries are really in tune with homeschoolers. But, I mean, we can tell you where all the good libraries are, all that stuff. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us today. Tell us your funny stereotype. Tell us something funny about you all and your homeschool co-op, all the fun things you do, something hilarious that happens in your group of your homeschool community. We'd love to hear that. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and at thevillagehomeschoolers@gmail.com. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.